Hi, my name is Elena Zúñiga, and I'm gonna talk about why Yo Soy Betty la Fea was and it's so successful. And yeah, I know this is a pretty funny topic because we're gonna talk about a soap opera, but it amazes me how much success this has had. So in this presentation, we're gonna talk about what is Yo Soy Betty la Fea to be in the same context, the success, and the reason of is, of why it's so successful. And yeah, well, let's start. What is Yo Soy Betty la Fea? Yo Soy Betty la Fea, it's a Colombian soap opera that has 335 episodes, and it was first aired on October 25th in 1999, and it finished on May 8th, 2001. And well, the story is about an ugly woman named Betty who is pretty smart, and because of that quality, she starts working as the CEO's secretary in Ecomoda. Ecomoda is a company that produces clothes, and her boss is Armando Mendoza. And well, because they spend so much time together, she falls in love with him, but there are three obstacles for her. And the first one is that she's ugly. The second one is that he's engaged. And the third one is that he's one of the most handsome and richest men in Colombia. So yeah, let's move on to the global success of it. Yo Soy Betty la Fea was added on Netflix's catalog on 2019. And since that year, Yo Soy Betty la Fea has always been on Netflix's top 10 in Mexico and in Latin America. And it's amazing because some productions like Squid Game and Money Heist were on Netflix's top 10 with Betty. So it's amazing. This story has been broadcasted, the Colombian version, because there are 22 versions of it around the globe, of course. But the Colombian version has been broadcasted in more than 100 countries all over the world, and it has been dubbed in 15 different languages. For example, it has been broadcasted in Japan, of course, in Japanese, in USA, in English, in Mexico, and well, a lot of countries, even in Russia. So because of it, Yo Soy Betty la Fea has a Guinness record since 2010, and the record is the most successful soap opera in history. So yeah, let's move on with the reasons. And the first one is, well, the first part is the story. And when Betty first appeared in 1999, the idea of having a female main character that was ugly didn't exist. So having Betty as a main character and being ugly was completely revolutionary. And I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes. But yeah, the next point is the characters. And when we think of a soap opera, there are always the good ones and the bad ones. But in Betty, it's a little bit different because we have the protagonist and the antagonist, not the villain. So Betty and Marcela, who is the antagonist, both are in the middle of it. They aren't completely good or completely bad. So they are more realistic. And that's one of the reasons why people connect with it, because they are more human, like us. And then we have the script. The script is so well done that it amazes me how many iconic scenes and lines this story has, especially the lines. A lot of lines has become memes, and that's the reason why I started watching it, because of the meme that says "La pobreza me está respirando aquí la nuca, Marce," and in English could be "Poorness is breathing me on my neck, Marce." And of course, we also have "Perdóname pero discúlpame," that could be like "Sorry but forgive me" or something like that. But it's pretty iconic, and well, memes are those lines became memes, and that's one of the reasons why Yo Soy Betty la Fea it's successful between younger people. So let's move on to the technical part. The actors in the music. The actors in the music aren't as dramatic as we could think when we talk about a soap opera, especially a Mexican telenovela, because that's the first thing that comes to mind. Because the actors, of course, they overreact because it's a soap opera, but it isn't as dramatic as we could think because it looks more real. And the music, it's always on point to emphasize the emotion that actors or the characters are expressing. If it's a funny scene, the music, it's of course funny, and it's not too dramatic too. So yeah, and I want to mention the photography of this soap opera. It's so well done, and to prove my point, I want you to see the size, to watch this scene. I want you to pay attention to the characters and their expressions. So yeah, let's start. It's only like 20 seconds. She was ignored. So yeah, that proves my point. She was ignored, and the expression of the other characters were like, oh my god, she's so ugly. But yeah, as you could see, we're watching through Betty's eyes. Sorry. So that's the first scene of the first episode. So we haven't met Betty yet. And that scene, watching everything through her eyes makes you empathize with her, sorry, and makes you love her even though we haven't met her. So it is so well done, the photography, that yeah. And well, we have, I think the most important part of this, and one of the most important reason why this is so successful, especially at the time in the 90s, and that's because this soap opera broke stereotypes, and you can identify yourself in the characters. As I said before, the idea of having a main character that were ugly didn't exist, and protagonists in soap operas were always as beautiful as models. And population, especially female population, isn't as beautiful as a model. We are beautiful in our own way, but we don't look like a model, all of us. So having a protagonist that weren't as beautiful as a model, it makes you identify yourself, especially when you're watching through Betty's eyes in the first scene. uh, and also Betty is in a company that has a lot of models, because it's a fashion company. They produce clothes. There are a lot of models. So yeah, you can identify yourself in her because, well, we aren't as beautiful as models, and we're beautiful in our own way. So yeah, it's like she's a normal person like us, like the audience. And then we have that it broke stereotypes because of, again, she's not as beautiful as a model, but also her friends aren't as beautiful as the models too. They are her friends, and we have a tall woman, an old lady, a short lady, a black woman, and a fat woman. And it's a soap opera from the 90s, and the stereotype of a beautiful woman weren't as beautiful as she, but you can identify yourself with them. So that's one, I think that's why it's so successful and was so successful at the time, that you can identify yourself. So yeah, to finish this presentation, Yo Soy Betty la Fea, it's a wonderful soap opera. And it has had a lot of success because the technical part, the human part, and the characters, the script, everything, every element of it makes this soap opera be what it is. So I recommend you to watch it. Just remember, this is a soap opera made in the 90s, so a lot of lines aren't correct. So but besides of it, it's so funny, and you will have a wonderful time watching it. So yeah, you can find it on Netflix. It is always on the top 10, so go to the top 10 and you will find it. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you for watching.